It'll be one to go this time by. Coming to the green, buddy, coming to the green. Let's go get him. Go, 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 take, go, 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 go.
Get your motor running. Head out on the highway.
Okay, we're going to roll right into our series champion press conference. Joining us up on the stage right now is Jimmie Johnson, driver of the number 48 Lowe's Chevrolet. He's going to be joined by his crew chief, Chad Knaus, and team car owner, Rick Hendrick. For the third straight season, the 48 team wins the NASCAR Sprint Cup Series Championship, equaling only Cale Yarborough as the only drivers to win 3 straight titles in the NASCAR Sprint Cup Series. Jimmie, how does it feel to be the 2008 NASCAR Sprint Cup Series champion? And also, how does it feel to become only one of 2 drivers in the history of the sport to win 3 straight championships? Congratulations.
Thank you. It's just unbelievable to really haven't had a chance to really let it sink in yet, and I intentionally dodged as much press stuff before, for the last, really the entire chase as I possibly could, just to stay focused on what I needed to do. And it's worked out well, but I think at the same time it's kept me from really understanding what could take place. And I look forward to resurfacing again tomorrow and watching TV and reading some of the articles and stuff. So I just don't have words to express how proud I am of this race team, how thankful I am of this opportunity to drive for Hendrick Motorsports, the sport of Lowe's, and to do this together with them since the start in 2002. To be with Chad through the start of this deal since 2002 and drive his race cars is a great honor. So I'm just lost for words on the whole experience. It's been awfully amazing.
Chad Knaus, you make history tonight. You become the first crew chief in the sport to win 3 consecutive championships. How does that feel, and your thoughts about that accomplishment?
Well, it hasn't really sunk in yet. Obviously, we've been very fortunate. This has been an incredible ride that we've been on since 2002. You say that, but it's a lot different than what it used to be. The crew chief used to have to get out there and build the shocks and set up the race cars and do all that stuff himself. I'm very fortunate that Mr. Hendrick allows me to employ the people that we need to and have teammates like what we've got, that we're able to delegate to very smart people, and they kind of feed me the information, and then we kind of adjust as we need. So, it's really not me that won this. It's all the guys. It's the 500 plus people we've got at HMS. It's the 80 plus people we've got in the 248 shop, and the core group of guys that we've got that travel weekly with the 48 team. I don't know what it feels like yet. It'll take a little bit for sure, but I think once we get behind closed doors and get all these cameras and microphones out of our faces, we'll be able to sit back, relax, and kind of reflect on the season and really start to enjoy it and realize what it's all about.
Mr. Rick Hendrick, your 8th NASCAR Sprint Cup Series championship for Hendrick Motorsports, second only to Petty Enterprises, 9. Just your thoughts in general, Rick, about what this number 48 team has been able to accomplish.
These guys have just been phenomenal. I'm amazed at how they refuse to get down when things don't really go right, and they really click. And to see Jimmie tie Cale's record, which has been there for 30 years or so, and then for Chad to do it, and no crew chief's ever done it. I'm really proud of the guys, and it's not without a lot of sacrifice and effort and unbelievable talent that these 2 have, and the whole group that's around them. But really proud to be a part of it. I never thought I'd win one of these things, and to be able to celebrate tonight with 3 in a row for those guys and 8 for the company is really special.
We'll take questions now for either Jimmie, Rick, or Chad. If you have one, raise your hand. We'll start with Tom. We'll go Bruce, David, Jenna. Go.
Tom Jensen, SpeedTV.com, for either Jimmie or Chad. You guys built up a big lead early, and you had to hold on against a team that finished 4th or better in 8 of the 10 chase races. Was there a little bit of deja vu to what you guys went through in 2004, being behind early and putting a big rush on the end, watching the 99 guys do the same thing?
You know, my perspective of '04 is so different with the plane crash, and you know, we picked up a lot of points in the later stages of the chase and then lost by such a small margin. I guess I don't see a lot from then to what Carl went through, but I can say, you know, what the 99 team has done and the speed that those guys have and the maturity that Carl has shown and Bob and their relationship, how it's grown. Those guys are the real deal. I mean, they are spot on, and they had some bad luck in a couple races that got them behind, but you know, we didn't sit back and ride at any point. We raced the entire season, and I feel like you know, we did all that we could. We got every point that we could, and we're I don't know. I guess I don't know where I'm going with this, to be honest with you. In the end, I'm going to babble, but those guys, they're quick. They're going to be here for a long time. We're going to have to race those guys for a long time.
You know, the thing I wanted to say real quick about that, you know, as racers, there's only one thing you want to do, and that's race. And that's what those guys are. When we come to the racetrack every week, we know that we've got to race those guys. And I think that added a lot of satisfaction to be able to win this championship, because they felt the same pressure that we did the whole chase, that we had to go out there and win races and lead laps and lead the most laps. And if either of us didn't do that, the other one was just going to hand it to the other team. So I think that for me personally, I like racing against guys like that who have the guts to make fuel strategy calls, to do things like that. And that's much respect, man. There's a lot that goes to that.
Let's go now to Bruce, then we'll go David, and then Jenna.
Bruce Martin with SI.com. I know Jimmie is probably too modest to answer this, so I'll ask Rick and Chad. But with what Jimmie's accomplished in such a short period of time, can there be a strong case made that he's the best driver ever?
Go ahead, boss.
I mean, I don't know how you can doubt the talent that he's got and the competitiveness of the sport and the things he does in the car and the coolness and the communications, the way he describes the chassis and works with Chad. I don't think he's gotten the respect he deserves, and I think this is kind of a serving notice that he's, you know, what he's really done to win 3 of these in a row. And if you go back and look at '04 and since he stepped into the series, what he's accomplished in his record speaks for itself. So, you know, I'm just glad I don't have to race against him.
You know, I think I've been real fortunate to work with some very good race car drivers. Obviously, I worked with Jeff Gordon at the 24 car, and I was able to see what Jeff could do with the race car, and I've got a lot of respect for what Jeff can do. And to be able to work with Jimmie, he's definitely brought it to a new level. But I'm also a lot more entwined than what I was back then with, you know, what's going on. In my eyes, he's the best that's ever been. You know, I mean, that may be a little, you know, whatever you want to say. You know, people are going to say, oh, Richard Petty is, or Jeff Gordon is, and Dale Earnhardt and all those guys. But I think like what Mr. Hendrick said, with the competition level the way it is today, with what you've got to do working in and racing day in and day out, no time to take any time off, you know, in my mind, he is the best.